Dead man walking. Sony is in major trouble in 2022. It may be the end of PlayStation because Starfield is coming out at the end of 2022 in December. It could be delayed into early 2023, but we know it's coming out a year from now because we know that things like Horizon Forbidden West coming out in February, God of War, Gran Turismo, Forspoken being a 2-year exclusive, those things that we know about that are actually occurring, they really don't have the same weight as things that may be happening like Fable in 2023 and Starfield at the end of 2022. So just knowing that, forgetting about, again, God of War and Gran Turismo, Forspoken, Spider-Man 2, there's a Wolverine game being worked on, that's coming sometime in the future too, like Fable, but we're going to discount that. So Fable and Starfield, essentially PlayStation is in huge trouble in 2022, and listen, G4 TV is the authoritative voice on everything, and if you're not listening to them, then there's something wrong with you. Clearly, PlayStation is in a lot of trouble. Dead man walking. Really quick, though, before we continue with this video, if you're traveling this holiday, I want everyone to be safe, so be careful not to sail off the edge of the world because, the world is flat, and you have to look out for the horizon. Now, let's get back to the reality of what's coming out for Xbox in 2022. January, February, there's I'm not sure, I think Stalker's coming out. That is a timed exclusive shooter. Other than that, big wise, there's a word I think I've just coined, big wise. We have Starfield in December 2022. Fable is announced. We don't know when that's coming out, but clearly that is an indication of Sony being in trouble. Even though we know that Wolverine is being worked on, and we don't know when that's coming out either, like Fable, that's really not something we can look to say Sony is going to do okay, or they're not in trouble, because clearly they are. I mean, if you forget about things like Horizon and God of War and Spider-Man and Forspoken and Wolverine and whatever else they're working on, if you forget about all those things, pretend like they don't exist, because clearly at this point in time, with Starfield and Fable at some point in time in the life cycle of the Xbox Series consoles, Sony is clearly going into 2022 with their tail between their legs. Absolutely stellar reporting by G4 TV. I'm amazed by this, and was waiting for somebody to have the courage to say it, because clearly when you look at all the evidence laid out, it's time for Sony to just pack it in and get rid of PlayStation. Maybe go into creating something really cool like NFTs, or maybe even go back to doing really cool electronics like TVs, and maybe create some kind of cool portable music player, because that hasn't really been done well as of yet. So I don't know if you realize it yet or not, but this is a spoof on what was said on G4 TV, if you follow it. And what's really upsetting is that this is an indication, another indication, that if you want to be successful when it comes to talking to people about video games on YouTube, there is no room for objectivity. There is no room for channels like mine who just want to talk to you about games and give you facts, let you know that Sony has a lot of great games in development for the PlayStation 5. I'm not telling you that because I want you to buy a PlayStation 5 and hate the Xbox. I'm just telling you what's what. Unfortunately, you need to grift. And when you see people brand new like G4 coming back, they used to be big in the industry, they went away, and now they're coming back. And what are they doing? They're grifting. And is it working? Absolutely yes. Ask yourself, have you commented on that video? Have you watched it? Have you made a video critiquing it like I'm doing here? It works. And for some strange reason, it just continues to keep working. I don't understand why a flashy title and some really inflammatory comments about toys get people so enraged. But clearly, if you want to make money, you need them hits, you need them subscribers, and it works. Look, the idea that going into 2022 with known quantities of games for PlayStation, and somehow that being an Achilles heel, and Microsoft and Xbox going to completely destroy them and say that Sony and PlayStation are dead men walking, It's absolutely ridiculous. You'd have to be brain dead. You'd have to never read a gaming publication. You'd have to be somebody who just started playing video games to make statements like that, or be around 10 years old or younger, because if you're over 10, there's clearly something wrong. And how in the world can someone be saying things like that on a prominent gaming website, and then little old me with 300 or so subscribers struggling to gain traction by telling people the truth when it comes to video games? You've got Horizon in February. You've got God of War being worked on, coming out in 2022. You've got Gran Turismo. Forspoken is a 2-year exclusive. Spider-Man 2 is in development, coming out in 2022. Explain to me how somebody who's into video games, buying both consoles, isn't excited about a PlayStation 5 or sees Sony and the PlayStation brand as being dead men walking, because at the end of this year, there's a game coming out called Starfield, and there's a game announced called Fable that doesn't even have a release date yet. You see what I mean? It's not sexy. It doesn't pull in the hits or the subscribers, but it's the truth. Unfortunately, it continues to happen. Remember, be safe when you're traveling. Don't sail off the edge of the world. It's a real problem, that Horizon. If you like this video, share it out, subscribe, hit the like button at the very least, and I'll see you in the next video. Dead Men Walking.